Welcome to Every Fact Ever. Like and subscribe for more amazing facts. My name's Ian and this is 50 Facts about Yosemite National Park, written by Diva Stipuli. Fact number 1. President Lincoln signed the Yosemite Land Grant on June 30th, 1864, protecting the Mariposa Grove and Yosemite Valley. This land protection grant was signed 26 years before it became a national park. It was the first time the government had signed a grant to protect land. They did so because of the area's outstanding natural beauty and because people could enjoy the beautiful surroundings. Fact number 2. Yosemite's Horsetail Fall, or Firefall, is a waterfall that is famous for looking like it's on fire. The phenomenon, which has captured the hearts of many, is actually down to the sunsets reflecting red and orange colours. Sunlight plays tricks at Yosemite National Park. It illuminates the park's various granite rock formations, like the El Capitan and Half Dome, in brilliant reds and oranges at sunset. Fact number 3. The park's diverse landscape is home to more than 400 animal species. This includes a wide variety of amphibians, reptiles, birds and mammals. When you're hiking around, you might come across a black bear or a bighorn sheep. Fact number 4. Yosemite is home to Yosemite Falls, one of the tallest waterfalls in the world, at 2,425 feet. Yosemite Falls is actually made up of 3 separate falls, which can be seen from numerous places around Yosemite Valley. Fact number 5. Yosemite sees almost 4 million visitors a year. Although the park is open all year, nearly 75% of these visitors come to the park May through October, and most of them never leave the 7 square miles that is Yosemite Valley. Fact number 6. Yosemite National Park was the only national park to bid to host the 1932 Winter Olympic Games. Even though they built various buildings, including a toboggan run, a large ice skating rink, and small ski jumps, it was Lake Placid who won the bid for the 1932 Winter Olympics. Fact number 7. Since the 1880s, climbers have been drawn to Yosemite Valley and its soaring rock formations. That's because it offers climbers an endless variety of challenges like the Cathedral Peak and the Dawn Wall. Fact number 8. Yosemite is one of the few places in the US where you can see lunar rainbows or moonbows. In the spring and the early summer, if the sky is clear and the moon is full, it can produce enough light to create a rainbow from the waterfall's mist. Fact number 9. During certain times of the year, some of Yosemite's creeks appear to be rushing slushies called frizzle ice. This dramatic natural event occurs mostly in the spring when there is a high water flow over the falls when the temperature is below freezing. Fact number 10. Yosemite National Park was home to America's first park guardian. Outdoorsman and conservationist Gale Clark was the first person to be named Park Guardian of Yosemite National Park. He held this role for nearly 24 years. A park guardian's role is to educate visitors and conserve the wilderness. Fact number 11. The Buffalo Soldiers were an African American army soldiers who were assigned to patrol Yosemite and other protected areas in the West in 1899. The successful military regiment became the country's first group of rangers tasked with protecting the areas like Yosemite from poachers and fighting forest fires. Fact number 12. Yosemite's National Park's most famous hotel, the Ahwahnee Hotel, was once used as a wartime hospital during World War II. The hotel was leased by the US Navy to serve as a naval hospital during World War II. The facility was originally meant for psychiatric rehab. Fact number 13. Finding a clean and comfortable place to stay at Yosemite National Park is not as easy as it sounds. Although there are exclusive campsites around the park, vacancies are scarce, so competition for a spot is fierce. Yosemite offers a select number of high serene campsites for those who want to backpack through the high country during the day without worrying about where to camp at night. At each site, meals, clean water and access to bathrooms and canvas tents are all provided. Fact number 14. The Soda Springs Cabin is a small historic structure built in the late 19th century by John Baptiste Lambert, who was the first white man to settle in Yosemite's Tuolumne Meadows. The roofless cabin protects the soda springs, which are named for their gaseous bubbling nature. Fact number 15. One of Yosemite's most famous giant sequoias was the Winona tree, which was carved in 1881. The Wawona Tunnel is a favourite photo opportunity for tourists, until snowstorms knocked the tree down in 1969. Fact number 16. In 1872, James McCall, owner of the Glacier Point Hotel, first pushed a torrent of campsite fire embers from the top of Glacier Point, starting the Yosemite Firefall tradition. Though the tradition was stopped and has restarted several times over the course of nearly a century, the unique bonfire remains a popular tourist attraction until 1968, when the National Park Service officially shut it down. Fact number 17. Described as a Renaissance pageant, the The Bracebridge Dinner has been a holiday tradition at Yosemite's Ahwahnee Hotel since 1927. Famed photographer Ansel Adams directed an elaborate dinner production from 1929 to 1973. Fact number 18. The park was first inhabited by Ahwahnee, meaning dwellers in Ahwahnee, people around 3,000 years ago. These people were from the Platte and the Mono tribes. Fact number 19. The name Yosemite means killer in the Miwok language. Miwok is a Native American tribe which settled in the region many years ago. Fact number 20. James Madison Hutchlings and Thomas Arise were the first tourists in the region in 1855. James Madison Hutchling is considered the father of Yosemite. Fact number 21. Yosemite's National Park is almost surrounded by wilderness and national forests on every side, while the Stanislaus National Forest is situated on the northwestern direction. Ansel Adams Wilderness is at the south and Hoover Wilderness to the north. Fact number 22. Yosemite is well known for its amazing flora and fauna. Some famous flowers are the yellow star thistle, the boar thistle, and the Karmath weed. Yosemite also offers a wide variety of animals. Fact number 23. Glacier Point is a famous point to catch a panoramic view of Yosemite Valley. Glacier Point is open from May through to November. You can see Yosemite Valley, Half Dome, Yosemite Falls and Yosemite High Country all from Glacier Point. Fact number 24. Mountain biking is not permitted in the park. However, cycles can be used on pathways but not for more than 12 miles. Mountain biking is allowed in the National Forest region surrounding the park. Fact number 25. The Mirror Lake is one of the most beautiful water bodies in Yosemite National Park. The lake comes with its own 5-mile walking trail around it, so you can see the lake from all angles. Sitting beside the lake in the spring months, you should be able to see the reflections of the Half Dome and Mount Watkins on the water. Fact number 26. Yosemite National Park, in all its glory, has served many times as the main setting for famous films. These films include monikers from the 1920s, Star Trek V: The Final Frontier from 1989, and Maverick from 1994. The most famous film to have filmed in the park is Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom in 1984. The park comes into view as Indiana is rafting down the Tuolumne River Rapids. Fact number 27. The park was devastated by a rimfire in 2013. The fire started in the nearby region of Stanislaus National Forest and reached Yosemite. The fire destroyed and caused damage up to the value of $2 billion. Fact number 28. The park was the third most visited park in the US in 2016, after the Great Smoky Mountains and the Grand Canyon. The Smoky Mountains are located along the Tennessee-North Carolina border and the Grand Canyon is in Arizona. Fact number 29. John Muir's popular articles in newspapers and magazines raised the awareness of the region's beauty and contributed to the eventual establishment of Yosemite National Park in 1890. Muir's first set eyes on Yosemite Valley in 1868 and laminated the destruction of the forests and the vast meadows that surrounded the state-controlled Yosemite Valley. Fact number 30. In 1870, as many as 15,000 sheep pastured in the Tuolumne Meadows alone, making sheep herding a threat to the park's natural landscape. A particular threat to Yosemite's natural beauty came from shepherds who frequently set meadows ablaze to promote growth of edible grass for their grazing sheep. Fact number 31. A presidential camping trip in 1903 led to Yosemite's national park's expansion. President Theodore Roosevelt travelled to California and requested that Muir take him camping for several days in Yosemite. Fact number 32. A riot broke out between hippies and the park rangers on July 4, 1970. In the 1960s, the national park became an increasingly popular hangout for California's hippie culture, who foraged off the tourists, eating any food that was left unprotected and begging for handouts. The riots left several people hurt and 138 people under arrest. Fact number 33. Located in the Serena Nevada mountains of California, Yosemite's national park spans 748,436 acres of land. Yosemite officially became the United States' third national park in 1890. Fact number 34. Of California's 7,000 plant species, 20% of those can be found within Yosemite National Park. That's 1,400 of California's flora all in one place. Fact number 35. At a minimum, there are 300 black bears inside the park, although this number could be as high as 500. Fact number 36. The longest hike in Yosemite is to the infamous Half Dome. The dome is 14 miles long with a 4,800 foot elevation. Fact number 37. In 1984, Yosemite was selected as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. UNESCO seeks to protect and preserve heritage around the world. Fact number 38. Male deer, bucks, in Yosemite Park shed their antlers every fall after the mating season. But don't worry, the buck's antlers grow back in the spring. Fact number 39. The rare Sierra Nevada red fox was spotted for the first time in nearly 100 years inside the Yosemite National Park. The fox was caught on a wildlife camera roaming around the high elevations of California's Sierra Nevada. Fact number 40. Conservationist Glenn Clark wasn't the first person to find Yosemite's Mariposa Grove, but he was thought to be the first person to count and record the giant sequoias. He is buried in the Valley Cemetery surrounding the sequoias he planted. Fact number 41. In 2018, the Ferguson fire badly affected 3 entrance roads and a huge amount of vegetation in the park. The fire was reported on July 13, 2008, burning 96,901 acres before it was contained on August 19, 2018. Fact number 42. The California gold rush in the mid-19th century dramatically increased the travelling rate of European Americans in the Yosemite area. This caused friction and fierce competition for resources between the regional Paiute, Milwaukee and the miners and hangers-on. Fact number 43. Dr. Levet Bunnell, a physician, wrote about his awestruck impressions of Yosemite Valley in The Discovery of the Yosemite. Bunnell is credited for naming the Yosemite Valley based on his interviews with Chief Tanya. Fact number 44. The Great Sequoia tree that fell in 1969 because of heavy snow was estimated to have been 2,300 years old. Interestingly, birds are considered to be the guardians of the sequoia trees. Fact number 45. Yosemite's National Park's first concession was established in 1884 by John Duganel and his wife, who set up a bakery and a store. In 1916, the National Park Service granted a 20 years concession to the Desmond Park Service Company, who built hotels, stores, camps, a dairy, a garage and other park services. Fact number 46. The Yosemite Museum was founded in 1926 through the efforts of Ansel Franklin Hall. In the 1920s, the museum featured Native Americans practicing traditional crafts, and many of the Sereno Milwaukees continued to live in Yosemite Valley until they were evicted from Yosemite in the 1960s. Fact number 47. About 5% of the park's landforms, mostly in its eastern margin near Mount Dana, are made up from metamorphosized volcanic and sedimentary rocks. These rocks are called roof pendants because they were once a roof of the underlying granite rock. Fact number 48. Yosemite's National Park contains approximately 3,200 lakes. In addition, the park also has 2 reservoirs and 1,700 miles of streams, all of which helps to form the 2 large watersheds. Fact number 49. Climate change has reduced the number and size of Yosemite glaciers. Many Yosemite glaciers, including Mercy Glacier, have disappeared because the temperature is increasing. Up to 75% of the other glacier surfaces have gone too for the very same reason. Fact number 50. The park has 3 groves of ancient giant sequoia trees. The Mariposa Grove has 200 trees, the Tuolumne Grove has 25 trees, and the Merce Grove has 20 trees. This sequoia species grows larger in volume than any other and is one of the tallest and longest lived. And that was 50 facts about Yosemite National Park. Thank you for watching, and remember to like and subscribe for more amazing facts. If you still haven't had your fact fix, try watching some of these videos. And as always, if you have any topics you'd like us to cover, please leave a comment down below.